Shove it in that way.
Good. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to open this.
Hi guys, I hope you are well. आज का ब्लॉग मैं अपने गार्डन से बना रहा हूँ क्योंकि आज मौसम अच्छा था सब अच्छा था, इसलिए बाहर आया हूँ क्योंकि आज का दिन मेरे लिए बहुत स्पेशल है। आज मेरे लिए जो मैं 1 साल से वेट कर रहा था जिस चीज़ का, वो आज फाइनली वो आज आ जाएगी। और जस्ट लाइक अ बाइक, वो है एक वो rehab बाइक है, उसका प्राइस मिनिमम 31 to 35 लाख के बीच में उसका प्राइस है बाइक का। और आप इस ब्लॉग को पूरा तक देखना, आपको पता चलेगा ये बाइक इतनी महंगी क्यों, और इस बाइक में ऐसा क्या, और इस बाइक में ऐसी क्या क्या चीज़ें हैं जो आपको मैं आज दिखाऊंगा इस बाइक के बारे में। आप इस बाइक पूरा देखते रहना।
Collar extensor origin, and then we'll go middle of the forearm, try and pick up a bit of thumb extension as well.
Yeah.
Turn your arm over. Generally have the tails going towards the ulnar side, just so that the weight of the cables is going to hold them on the skin rather than peel them off.
Yeah.
There. Okay. And then for biceps, we bring the arm into sort of anatomical neutral, to as much supination as we can manage, so we can really get a handle on the biceps tendon to make sure we're sticking on there rather than getting it onto the joint between. And I tend to do a sort of opposite direction with these tails, so that I can use the cable to wrap around the arm and hold it onto the skin better.
Okay.
Because otherwise they tend to just pull off. You know, gravity is not our friend when it comes to electrodes. And then we're basically just mirroring that on the tricep. So they're just going to go on like that, and do the same with the side. So kind of fill in that fossa.
Yeah.
Same this side. Are you able to trigger breaths yourself, or are you fully vented? You can trigger a bit. So
We're doing some vent free time, yeah.
okay. So when we, particularly for legs more so than arms, if we start increasing that oxygen demand, if we are sort of fully ventilator dependent, we often increase the rate.
Yeah.
But if we're triggering anyway, we should sort of accommodate that.
I don't know if is your vent set up. I'll have to check if the vent is set up to allow for extra triggerance.
We'll take it steady for today anyway, but it's just to be aware for long term. I'm just going to ever so slightly leave you forwards just so I can get this in. It's a little bit high. Okay, that's better. Okay.
You know what? And then we lift your t-shirt up.
So what I generally suggest here, because obviously we're going to be quite protracted in this position, so I use my spinous process as my marker rather than using the scapula, because obviously the scapula's going to knock back. So feeling for set for midline, I'm going to trace the line to make sure we're not going to pick up upper traps, so we want to get lower traps rhomboids. So I'm just going to make sure I'm well proud. And not on the spine. The spinous processes themselves and just next to it. Just trying to pick up that kind of erector spiny bulk.
Sorry to disturb you.
That's right.
Asking if you can move your car a bit.
Okay.
So I need to pass,
Yeah. Get this stuck on and I'll dash away once we get out of this position. And then we're basically looking to come down into that V there, so the inferior angle is going to drop into that space.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. And we'll sort of have them peeling out to the side so that we're not going to be pressing down. So if you want to gently rock back, we should be okay with t-shirt up for now. I'll nip and move my car just so that they can do what they need to do.
It's always a bit of a game of Tetris out
I
there.
bet it is. Brakes on. Brakes on.
Should have taken that
Good. And what we're going to do, I'm going to open this up.
I will take it. Just
I don't want to take them
Which
off,
one
I just want to open it up so we can go either side. So leave feet on the foot plates, but just
and
come
just
out.
come out a little bit. Yeah, okay.
That's that one, isn't it?
So it's the little, the little sort of
Yeah,
trigger one.
just come into a little bit. Don't put too much stress on knees. It's just to open up a little bit so we can go either side. Stay on the foot plate.
fine.
You should be able to come in. I suppose you don't even need those as foot plates.
This is not straight. Yeah, a little bit more than straight. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Stop forwards there. What's hitting? So wheels are on there. Okay. Right. So then we're going to bring this towards you. Actually, I'm going to get you plugged in first and then we'll that position. So the cables are set up. Odd numbers are grouped by white tape, even numbers are grouped by black tape, so you can split that straight off the bat.
Okay.
Generally, it's kind of configured that one side of the body, like sort of anterior or posterior, is through even numbers, one side is odd numbers, so it's written a little bit of sense as you go
So
through.
we're
So
gonna-
flexors and biceps are going to be 1 and 3.
Yeah.
Number 5 is going to be onto the shoulder.
Yeah.
Number 6 is going to be on the scapulars, and then 2 on the flexors. 2 on the extensors, and 4 on the triceps. And you can
Okay.
just map
So yeah,
it
we're
through.
going
But
to
you've got the
flex
numbers
through
lifted
odd and
through there.
extend through even.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you've got the numbers listed to be there anyway. It kind of makes sense until you hit the shoulder and then it all goes a bit squirrely. So if you don't mind grabbing that cable for me. That's plugging in. So there's various different ways of doing it. I tend to just find a number and then whatever one it goes, I'll put it there. Rather than sort of searching for number 1 and
Yeah.
searching and searching and searching.
And then, so that's coming out that side, so I'm alright just to plug that in
Yep,
there.
plug that in there. That one's going to sit there, that one's going to sit there.
So I've got 2 ones.
Yeah,
So that doesn't matter which one goes
so
on
it doesn't
this
matter
and
which one,
comes
yeah,
here.
because
Okay.
this is effectively red and you black.
Yeah.
But because of the
That's
current that we're
okay.
using, it's an equally balanced charge all the time. It does make a difference when you change it from being a balanced to an unbalanced current.
Okay. I don't think I've ever got that technical with it.
Yeah, so your handheld's usually a biphasic current, so it goes one direction then immediately bounces back in
Yeah.
the other. You can change the shape of those two, so it biases it more towards one than the other.
Okay.
And when you do that, it means that your negative pole is
Yeah,
going to have
and
more of an
makes-
effect.
Yeah.
And it's basically just attracts the positive ions, depolarizes the nerve. With this, we only have a balanced alternating monophasic current.
Yeah.
So it goes one way, then there's a pause, then it goes
Then it
back
goes
the other
back
way.
so it doesn't matter which.
Yep, doesn't matter which one you use.
Okay.
So easier to apply, a little bit more comfortable for the individual.
Yeah.
But occasionally when you need a really specific action on a small muscle, you can lose it a little bit by not having that ability to make it
Okay.
asymmetrical.
Fine.
So when you're doing that bicep, try and wrap the cable around. So do plug that one as you were. And then that is going to go underneath his arm.
Right.
Attaching that side, and it's going to
Oh,
hold onto the
right,
side.
okay. Will it reach all the way around?
Should do.
Without pulling
You might need to bring the cable inside as well. That's it. Should do it. So 5 is going to be your infraspinatus. Just that one and one next to it. These are going a little bit wrinkly because we're sat up nice and straight. It's one of those where it's kind of balancing optimal setup with practicality, and having it
Because if it takes us half an hour to change the shape of our limbs slowly.
it just completely doesn't work for me. And I say it's striking that balance and making sure that it's still effective, whilst making it logistically easier for you to manage. The fewer positional changes you have to make to the better. Taking off.
मैंने देखा ये मेरी आर्म्स की एक्सरसाइज के बारे में बताया, जो आर्म्स कैसे यूज़ होती है, आर्म को कैसे जो पैचेस लगते हैं वो इसमें इस वीडियो में बताया। जो इसका नेक्स्ट पार्ट है वो उसमें है वो लेग्स के बारे में, लेग्स को कैसे स्टिमुलेट करते हैं, मतलब कैसे स्टिमुलेट होते हैं, वो कैसे अगेन जो काम वापस अपने काम शुरू करती हैं वो कैसे मूवमेंट वापस लेके आती हैं। आपको नेक्स्ट पार्ट आपको मैं अगली वीडियो में बताऊँगा।